Hello everybody, Maria Banga here. Maria Banga, founder of the association Hope for the Abused and the Battered. I may be looking all chilled up, but it's been a traumatic week. It's been a traumatic week for me personally because something happened in the Cameroonian community in Ohio, USA. And that's what is occasioning this talk and sharing to kind of like make us reflect and to fill us with hope. One never knows. And of course, I live with post-traumatic stress disorder myself, so I have really been shaken up, very shaken up. I want to talk about post-traumatic stress disorder post the Takam saga. I call that incident, that tragedy, the Takam saga. Yes, so a 49-year-old man by name Chris Takam in Ohio, USA, last Sunday, 7th of June, murdered his ex-wife, Annie, who was 40 years, and then committed suicide. So you have a murder and then a suicide. One of our focus areas at Hope for the Abused and Battered is working with kids victims of adverse childhood experiences, or ACE, because ACEs can lead to a mental illness such as PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. So ACE originated from research studies in the US, which have come to demonstrate an association of childhood trauma with health and social problems across the lifespan. So this man and the woman, they have 3 kids, and so they have left behind 3 kids. We don't want to go into the dynamics and gymnastics of why he had to murder his wife and why he had to commit suicide. I've covered those in previous shows on different days on different platforms. Today I am focused on the children post this saga. What is at risk? They could develop post-traumatic stress disorder, because definitely what happened is an adverse childhood experience. You can never erase this in your life at all. So ACE originated from research studies in the US, which have come to demonstrate an association of childhood trauma with health and social problems across the lifespan. Childhood trauma. A parent killing the other parent is a traumatic event. The parent now committing suicide is a traumatic event. The domestic abuse that is recorded to have taken place before they even had a divorce was another traumatic event. Having to split and start to juggle between parent to parent is another traumatic event. So those children have had a series of adverse childhood experiences, but the murder and suicide of their parents is caps. And as a psychotherapist, I want to say it. If care is not taken, those children will develop post-traumatic stress disorder. And post-traumatic stress disorder is a mental illness. According to the United States Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, the ACE study found that adverse childhood experiences are common. For example, 28% of study participants reported physical abuse and 21% reported sexual abuse. Many also reported experiencing a divorce or parental separation, or having a parent with a mental and or substance use disorder. Adverse childhood experiences often occur together. Yes, so many different experiences. And that is why almost 40% of the original sample reported 2 or more ACEs, and 12.5% experienced 4 or more. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a mental health condition that is triggered by a terrifying event such as the death of your parents, either experiencing it or witnessing it. Symptoms may include flashbacks, nightmares, and severe anxiety, as well as uncontrollable thoughts about the event. Whether those kids were physically present or not, they would experience it and experience it all their life. It is all over the news. It is everywhere. So flashbacks may be current, nightmares, severe anxiety, and uncontrollable thoughts. What do you do? How can you stop thinking about your parents and about how they died? Most people who go through traumatic events may have temporary difficulty adjusting and coping, but with time and good self-care, they usually get better. If the symptoms get worse, last for months or even years, and interfere with your day-to-day functioning, you may have post-traumatic stress disorder. Time will tell, but I don't know, people have to pay attention to these children. Getting effective treatment after PTSD symptoms develop can be critical to reduce symptoms and improve function. So what are these symptoms? What has happened has happened. But how are we going to notice that something is worth paying attention to with these kids? Post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms may start within 1 month of a traumatic event or even before, but sometimes symptoms may not appear until years after the event. There are a lot of things that happened to me as a child. Some I'm just remembering them now and thinking about how profound they affected me, for example. So that could also happen to any of those children. These symptoms cause significant problems in social or work situations and in relationships. That's why I was saying this morning on another live video, one of those children could end up becoming an abusive partner tomorrow, or a stupidly submissive partner tomorrow, and all of those things. They can also interfere with your ability to go about your normal daily tasks. PTSD symptoms are generally grouped into 4 types: intrusive memories, avoidance, negative changes in thinking and mood, and changes in physical and emotional reactions. Symptoms can vary over time from person to person. So even among those 3 children, each of them could have different symptoms and at different times. So intrusive memories, symptoms of intrusive memories may include recurrent or unwanted distressing memories of the traumatic event, either or. There are many traumatic events these kids have experienced so far. We may think that the most traumatic should be the death of their parents. Who knows what they saw before the parents even divorced and all of that. So reviving the traumatic event as if it were happening again, that is flashbacks. Upsetting dreams or nightmares about a traumatic event, severe emotional distress or physical reactions to something that reminds them of the traumatic event. So somebody could just talk about something and the children are triggered. In a nutshell, PTSD could be as a result of losses and other events. For example, the breakup of that relationship, their parents' relationship, the death, academic failures, it's going to affect them. Maybe in school, in their profession. Year 1 is a basketball player. I don't know how his career is going to continue after this. So financial difficulties, legal difficulties, bullying, history of trauma or abuse, stigma. People will start saying, your father killed your mother, he committed suicide, chronic physical illness, including chronic pain. You start feeling a knot in your stomach and all of that. PTSD can lead to suicide. That's double illness. When in addition to the trauma, there is exposure to the suicidal behavior of others, like, their father committed suicide, right? A history of suicide in the family. Substance misuse, maybe to cope, you start doing drugs, and then, the drugs mess up with your brain, and before you know it, you are all messed up and you just take your life away, right? Mood disorders and access to leather means you carry a gun. Your father had a gun, so maybe the boy, the 18-year-old, also has a gun. I think it's legal in the US to own guns. I don't know. So this is why so much attention should be paid to the kids of the late Takam, Chris, and Annie, and much help is needed for these kids and for the families left behind. Let's not take it for granted. Let's not stop at arguments of why he killed and why he should not have killed and why she provoked him and why she should not provoke him. They are gone. What we have left behind is those kids. Let's not fail them. Let's not turn a deaf eye to the warning signs. Let's stay informed. Let's stay alert, because mental health matters. Post-traumatic stress disorder is for real. There is hope. Let's be the hope. So if anybody is dealing with any of these symptoms, if anybody notices any sign, especially people out there, people who are close to these children, their friends, their families, maybe you want to talk to somebody, professionals, and maybe people who can really understand. You may want to reach out to us through any of the links mentioned above. You can email us. You can visit our website. You can give us a call or find us on WhatsApp. There is hope. Do not give up on hope. Thank you. I am yours, Marie Abanga.